Good day and welcome. Starting today at St. James, Chicago, we are starting a brand new mini series in our Sermon of the Day videos. Back in 2009, General Convention of the Episcopal Church had released a new trial use lectionary to start working on expanding our book of Lesser Feasts and Fasts on the season of saints. And they had tried expanding it in a text that was called Holy Women, Holy Men, Celebrating the Saints. And in 2009, this work included a grand new array of saints from non-European ancestry, including more women, including more people of color. And it was the first time in 40 years of a major re-expansion of the calendar of saints in the church. Included in this book as well is a 6-week lectionary series with a different topic of the day each day for 6 weeks. So starting today, for the next 6 weeks at St. James for our Sermon of the Day, we will be going through that 6-week lectionary series provided in Holy Women, Holy Men. Starting with today, the topic is the Commandment of Love. You'll be hearing readings based on these topics, followed by a short reflection, just like our regular sermon series. So the Commandment of Love, it begins with the Gospel according to Luke. And Jesus said, "If you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love those who love them. If you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners do the same. If you lend to those from whom you hope to receive, what credit is that to you? Even sinners lend to sinners to receive as much again. But love your enemies, do good and lend, expecting nothing in return. Your reward will be great, and you will be children of the Most High, for he is kind to the ungrateful and the wicked. Be merciful, just as your Father is merciful." The word of the Lord. With our topic being the Commandment of Love, and this being our reading from Jesus today, I think the implication's rather straightforward. When we are called by Jesus, and well, even before Jesus, going back to the Old Testament, it's the commandment. The commandment is to love your neighbor as yourself. And how easy it is for us as human beings to fall into the trap of saying, yeah, love your neighbor as yourself, but who counts as your neighbor? That's always the catch. Because if we say we can write this person off as not deserving to be our neighbor, that means we don't have to love that one. So on this idea of the commandment to love, I think we're getting a warning here from Jesus not to try to wiggle out of it through a loophole. Jesus recognizes it's easy for us to love those who make the cut for us. It's easy for us to love those who we say think what we think, do what we do, agree with us, look like us, sound like us. And it's not really following the commandment to love your neighbor if it's with a qualifier, as long as they make the cut. What I hear Jesus saying here is a clarification. Yes, I tell you, love your neighbor. That is the commandment. And what I mean from that is to love freely, to love everyone. Love them even if they don't deserve it. Love them even if you don't have to. Love them even if they've done something to run afoul of you or to do something to be undeserving of it. If they don't look right or sound right to you, if they failed to love you back, maybe that's the chiefest and hardest of them all, is to love someone even if they have failed to love you. And what Jesus is highlighting here in this commandment to love is that it's only in freely offering it without condition, without qualifiers, that you are really freely offering love. Because as long as it's conditional, it's not really love. So, in that spirit, we should look within our lives and how we're following this commandment in loving those, not just those for whom it's easy to love, but loving those from whom it's hard to love. And judging how well we are following Jesus' commandment by our pursuit of loving those that are the hardest around us to love. And striving, when we fall short of that mark, to love evermore, to keep working at it, to try to grow in that love and pursue following the commandment. Amen.